Hey everyone, it's Tiffany with Life in Dallas Fort Worth, and today I'm actually going to go over the pros and cons of McKinney Texas. Everyone knows I love McKinney, but I also feel like there's some definite cons that you guys need to know about before you actually choose a place to live. We're all about transparency. Don't forget to stay until the end because I'm going to give you the biggest one reason why I do not think you should live in McKinney, Texas. Let's get started. Before I go over the pros and cons, I want to kind of share some facts. I always give you facts about the city when we start. For example, right now, McKinney is a little over 211,000 people. The median household income in 2023 is about 100,000. And then of course, the median home price for 2022, because that's the previous year, is about 385,000. I think it's a little bit higher this year, but it's ranked actually 23 out of 126 best suburbs to live in all of Dallas-Fort Worth. The same exact ranking for best places to raise a family in Dallas-Fort Worth. Bestplaces.net voted McKinney the #1 place to live in all of Texas, and bestplaces.net also ranked McKinney number 18 of the best places to live in the entire United States. So it's got a lot of great things going on for it. The biggest pro, you guys, like I already said, you know, I love McKinney. It's boomed, but actually still has somehow held on to that small town feel, which I think is one of the reasons I love the downtown area. But it's really special. It's actually one of the top tourist locations in all of Texas. And it was founded actually in 1848 and is an award-winning downtown and holds that rank in the whole United States. They've done such a great job in creating just a quaint area. It is full of boutiques and diverse restaurants, antiques, upscale dining, candy shops, art galleries, coffee shops, cafes, and an awesome farmers market. It's just got a cool historic appeal. They're always hosting fun events. The actual historic area is huge. It's like 6 blocks big. And all of the people that work down there, they're nice, they're kind, they're hospitable. And it's just a friendly overall experience of hanging out down there. If you guys are around during Christmas, you've got to go down there. They do Christmas up. All right, another really great pro to McKinney. You can go to McKinney, Texas too. Another great pro is the schools. The DFW Metroplex is known for award-winning school districts, and McKinney ISD is a top school district. It's actually ranked number 41 out of over 1,000 ISDs in the whole state of Texas. Niche.com looks at all different types of categories when giving this ranking, and McKinney actually scores an A+, which is the highest ranking. The facilities in McKinney are just unbelievable. There's about 23,000 students, 20 elementaries, 5 middle schools, and 3 high schools. They also have alternative schools and early childhood education, so I feel like they cover everything. It's also a really great option for athletes because it's actually ranked 59th out of 964 best school districts for athletics in the state of Texas. So another really great pro is the actual safety. So Smart Asset, really close to another word, but it does have an E and a T on it. Smart Asset ranks McKinney as the 2nd safest city in the entire United States. They're going to examine crime, violent crime, property crimes, vehicular mortality rates, all the things, and they put it into a ratio. And the crime rate in McKinney, Texas is 54% lower than other cities across the nation. Overall, it's been ranked one of the safest cities in the nation. So I think that's a huge pro if that is something that is really, really important to you. I mean, obviously it's important to most people, but I wanted to throw that out there. Also, if you have questions about any of my videos or any of the cities, text me. My phone number is in here and you can text, call, email, doesn't matter. I will get back to you. Let's talk about a few cons. I'm going to tell you the worst con at the very end. The very first one I want to talk to is about cost of living. In McKinney, cost of living is going to be a bit higher compared to the nation, but it's actually less expensive than places like Plano and Frisco. Bestplaces.net gave McKinney a 111, with the national average being 100 in ranking. They look at grocery cost, health cost, the housing cost, utilities, transportation, all of those things. And McKinney has an 11% higher cost of living than the national average and 18% higher than the average of the rest of Texas. So keep that in mind when you're budgeting. Right now, a typical home is going to cost, about $500,000. And that's actually 48.9% higher than the national average of $338,000. So it's 69% more expensive than the average Texas home, which is $300,000. So you guys that are numbers driven, that it was for you. For those of you that are not numbers driven, I apologize. Anyway, while discussing the cost of living, I should also talk about property taxes. McKinney does have a higher tax rate. This is partly because we don't have an income tax. If you are in a state that has an income tax, you know how expensive that is. We don't have that. Collin County sits at about a 2.34 to 2.6. You're going to get great schools. You're going to get great landscaping. You're going to get great entertainment and restaurants. But I will say that the state of Texas just passed a huge homestead act. Homestead exemptions help with property taxes. If you do not know what a homestead exemption is, here in Texas, on your primary residence, it cannot be for an investment property. You can take a percentage off of your property taxes. It's usually like 25%. They actually just increased our property tax incentives. So it's actually going to relieve property taxes across the board, which is really nice. So talk to me and we'll talk to the title company and get all of that worked out so you'll know exactly what you're dealing with any home you buy here. You've also got HOAs when it comes to neighborhoods. There's a lot of HOAs in McKinney. There's a lot of HOAs everywhere. Many of the neighborhoods have them and some can get pricey. So just ask me what those HOA fees are. They're monthly, quarterly, or annually. But if they have HOAs, they typically have, some community features like pools and walking trails. Some have pickleball courts, some have catch and release ponds. Kind of just depends on what you want. Okay, back to a few pros. The neighborhoods. And I just released the 8 best McKinney neighborhoods. You guys should go watch it. But McKinney's known for having some of the best master plan communities. And they're unbelievable. And all the things that they have for you to do. It's very well thought out, very beautiful. One of my favorites is Serenity. And I love Serenity because it backs to the Herd Wildlife and Sanctuary. I love the Herd Museum because it's really great for getting your family outdoors. And Serenity is bordered by it. And so when you're in Serenity, it's just a really cool, peaceful feeling and you don't hear a lot of noise. But I will say Serenity goes to Lucas ISD, which is Lovejoy ISD. Still incredibly ranked. If you kind of want that small town feel for your kiddos, Lovejoy ISD is a really good one to go to. A couple of the others, Craig Ranch, Islewood, Stonebridge Estates. Most of the neighborhoods have really cool amenities. They'll have walking trails, splash pads, dog parks, golf courses. There's one that even offers a winery. And so you just kind of get that upper luxury feel in a lot of the master plan communities in McKinney. You can actually find townhomes that start in the 200s to the low 300s to get into McKinney if that is where you need to be, and then all the way up into the millions. So you can reach out to me, whatever your price point is, and I'll kind of guide you on what neighborhood fits that. One of the great things about McKinney is it's really holding its value well. So you can find older homes that might need some extra love and renovate them, and you're gonna gain that value as well. Another pro I think that's really cool in McKinney is the job opportunities. Niche.com also gave McKinney an A rating under the employment section. It's based on employment rate, job, business growth, cost of living. I know I mentioned that the median household income's right at $100,000, and I just kind of want to compare that with the national average of $65,000. But kind of shows you that McKinney's a little bit of a higher ranked in that employment status. You're going to find more jobs in healthcare, finance, insurance, tech, manufacturing. Don't forget Allen and Frisco and Plano, they're nearby and they have some major job headquarters there, especially Frisco. Unemployment in Collin County is as low as 3.7. We're doing real good in McKinney. We're doing real good in all of Dallas. Let me also add that if you're in education, McKinney ISD is also ranked high in best ISDs to work for. So I really like that. Okay, I think this is a pro. Some people think it's a con, but I don't see how it's a con because it's really a pro, but it's weather. I will mention this on all of my Texas videos because I absolutely love how mild Texas is. We're in December right now. We're mid-December and yesterday was 80 degrees. I mean, today's cooler. It's probably in the high 50s, low 60s. Oftentimes you can wear shorts and a t-shirt in the middle of December. 10 months out of the year, we have pretty great weather. The hottest months of the year in McKinney is July and August. I call them the twins and they're equally as difficult. And then the coldest is January and February. Be prepared for those, even though they're really not that bad. I mean, people from, I don't know, Montana are gonna laugh at me for thinking that January and February are bad months because we might get into the low 30s, maybe the high 20s, but not very often. We just have really great weather. I love it. Let me remind you guys, please definitely text me if you have any questions or email or call. Let me just throw in a few cons. If nightlife is a big deal to you, then that's kind of a con when it comes to McKinney. McKinney is suburbia 101. So it's not known to have great nightlife. It is outdoorsy, which is nice. But if nightlife is your thing, then you probably need to head to Frisco or just go ahead and go to Dallas or Grandscape in the Colony. That has become kind of a nightlifey type of place. But people in McKinney are going to be doing Friday night lights, football games on Friday nights and taking their kids to soccer on Saturday mornings. It's just suburbia and people love it. So there's an assortment of wineries and breweries if you want that. It's just not going to be something that you're going to have nightlife every single weekend, if you're doing the clubs or the bar scene. Another con could be shopping. If you are a lover of shopping, McKinney isn't known for the best places to shop. I mean, you can go to downtown and there's some really cute boutiques, but that's just not what McKinney's known for. So you may want to go to Dallas. There is the outlet malls in Fairview that are pretty close, but Frisco, Dallas, Plano are all going to have better shopping. McKinney did just get an H-E-B. If y'all don't know what H-E-B is, you need to look it up because it's the best grocery store out there. We opened an H-E-B in Frisco and people camped out for 2 days to be the first to go in there. I think that's crazy, but they did it. McKinney does have boutique shopping, that farmer's market I told you about, antique shops, all in that downtown area. Another con could be public transportation if you need it, because the DART system does not go to McKinney. There is a bus system, but it's not that great if you're really trying to get around in an efficient manner. And the toll roads are kind of popping up everywhere, so you need to add that to your expense list. A few more pros, and then I'm going to get to that con I was talking about. Another big pro and a big reason people look at McKinney, it is really known as an outdoorsy spot. A few highlights, like I already talked about, the Heard Museum and National Science and Wildlife Sanctuary. That's a really long name, but that is actually its name. It's incredible. You can actually get a yearly membership and go whenever you want. There's so much to do there. It's 289 acres of wildlife sanctuary with 50 acres being wetlands. And they have the really cool dinosaur tour where it's life-size dinosaurs that move. It's electronic and it's really cool for kids to learn about that dinosaur exhibit. McKinney in itself has great walking trails and just a ton of ways to get outdoors. There's parks, outdoor activities, there's skate parks, trails, ponds for fishing, disc golf, soccer fields, baseball fields, there's basketball, there's free outdoor concerts. You just need to look them up. Lake Lavon, which is one of my favorite lakes, and Lake Louisville are on opposite sides and not too far away if you like that lake living. Another pro, I mentioned it earlier, is the wineries and breweries. Lone Star Wine Cellar and Landon Winery are both downtown. Metis Hill Vineyard is another winery in McKinney, and Tups is a brewery in historic downtown. And it dates all the way back to the 1800s. So you really need to check that place out because it's a lot of fun. The biggest con that I would say not to move to McKinney, Texas is if you work in Dallas. It is a long drive. It's going to take you at least 45 minutes to an hour. And if there's traffic, it's going to take you even longer. And the worst thing about McKinney is where it's positioned compared to downtown Dallas. And you have to go down 75. And I cannot stand 75 because it turns into a parking lot. You could go 121. It's a toll road to the Dallas North Tollway, which is faster and easier, but you're racking up those tolls. So if you're going to live in McKinney and you work in Dallas, I would definitely talk to me first and let's figure out if that's the best place for you. But other than that, everybody loves McKinney, Texas, and that's probably the biggest pro. Great location if you're not working in Dallas. You can generally get anywhere in North Dallas very easily. The people are amazing. They're friendly. When you read reviews, most everybody that lives in McKinney loves McKinney. And so I hope that helped you guys really understand McKinney a little bit better. Definitely watch my video on the 8 subdivisions that I highlight. And then of course, my vlog of all of McKinney, Texas. If you have any questions, feel free to text me, email me, call me, doesn't matter. I will answer those questions. Until the next video, I hope you have a great rest of your day.